Western allies promise more military aid for Ukraine as fighting intensifies along a 300-mile front line in the east of the country. The UK will send more military support to Ukraine as it defends itself against a Russian offensive in the east.
The US and Germany are among other Western allies providing artillery, anti-tank and air defence equipment. Gareth Barlow has this report.
This is the reality of Russia's renewed offensive in the east of Ukraine. Lives ended, livelihoods reduced to rubble. These communities have wearily witnessed war for the past 8 years, after Russian-backed rebels seized swathes of land in 2014. But now there's a new tempo, far deadlier than the norm, as Russian forces step up their bombardment of this former industrial heartland. The two sides now engaged along a 300-mile front line. Success in the east would allow President Putin to claim victory of sorts from his beleaguered war and enable Russia to establish a land corridor to Crimea, which it annexed in 2014. As Moscow moves west, it faces the Ukrainian armed forces. Last night, once again, their leader called on their allies for more weapons.
It
is unfair that Ukraine is still forced to ask for what its partners have been storing for years. If they have the weapons Ukraine needs, if they have the ammunition we need, it is their moral duty to help protect freedom.
Ukrainian forces have used Western weapons to deadly effect, turning Russian tanks into twisted wrecks. But Russia's army is huge, and it can call on yet more firepower. That's why the UK, alongside countries including Germany and the US, has promised to send further military aid.
We will intensify our support for President Zelensky, and I propose that our long-term goal must be to strengthen and fortify Ukraine to the point where Russia will never dare to invade again.
Despite pledges of support and a steadfast Ukrainian resistance, Russian forces continue to grind down the defenders, as seen in these images from a pro-Russian YouTuber embedded with forces in Mariupol. And as seen from the air above the Azovstal steelworks, where a few hundred Ukrainian fighters continue to cling on to resistance and their lives, despite Russian demands for them to surrender. Gareth Barlow, BBC News.
We can now speak with our correspondent Dan Johnson, who's in the western city of Lviv. Hanging on there in Mariupol, what's the latest?
Yes, Mariupol is still in Ukrainian hands, at least that steel plant is. It's something that's been fought over fiercely for day after day after day now. And time again, the Russians have offered the remaining Ukrainian soldiers there the chance to lay down their weapons, to surrender. But there is no sign of that having happened in the last couple of days. Russia's defence ministry says no Ukrainian soldiers took that opportunity yesterday. It's been offered again today, but no signs that they are prepared to do anything other than fight to the end there. The Ukrainians say they are protecting civilians in that plant, and that unless Russia can agree humanitarian corridors to evacuate people, that they will fight on. In the other parts of the eastern Donbass, we know that Russia's made some progress. It's taken the town of Kreminna. The Ukrainian governor there says that his forces had no choice to withdraw because there was nothing left to defend. The place had been reduced to rubble in the 2 months of the bombardment it had suffered since the start of this invasion. The town of Marinka, we're hearing, has been retaken by the Ukrainians in the last 24 hours after those Russian advances in the east.